Hello, everybody. This is Donna Cravotta, and this is a very special edition of the Real 50 Over 50. Um, I am in. I'm going to interview and introduce you to Laurie Seymour, who is the CEO and founder of the Baca Institute, and she has just like this week, like quietly launched her book, Unconditional Remembrance: Your Connection to Source, and it's already hitting number one charts, and it's only been like pre-launch for a day. So this book is going to go out into the world in a pretty big way, and it's going to impact lives. And I wanted to introduce Laurie as the author of this book and celebrate her launch in a way that we've never done before on this live stream that we do. And because she's an incredibly special person, and she supports people in a way that I've rarely experienced. And she supported me in ways I've rarely experienced. And I see her do it with so many other people. So I wanted to create a way to share and celebrate what she has created and give back to her in a meaningful way. And I encourage you to go buy the book, to check it out, to learn more about Laurie and the work that she does. And we are just going to dive in, and I'm going to ask her some questions about writing this book because I've been involved in some parts of it, so I know a few things.
You do indeed,
So,
and you have indeed.
welcome, Laurie. Welcome, and I'm so happy to talk to you. So, shortly after your birth.
I'm think I'm still in that, post giving birth phase. I definitely am. And
Yeah,
I don't know what's up and down and sideways. And there's still so many things that are calling my attention to do.
yeah, yeah. So now this book was a very long time in the making, because you have had this incredible journey that started decades ago
Mm.
of connection with your source, and not just your source, but the source of other people, the source of the universe, the source of all the things. So do you want to give a little backstory on how this all started, and a little bit of your journey through the years?
Mm. I'm going to tell us something that I haven't talked about elsewhere, and I was reminded of it in talking with my daughter on Sunday night. And we were talking about the book. She'd started reading it, and actually, she texted me as she was very at the very beginning, and she said, "I didn't get past the dedication before I started bawling." So that was really precious.
I actually wondered about that.
Yeah, and one of the things that I was remembering was that way back when I was in graduate school at Cold Mountain Institute, and this was a program that I was doing on Cortez Island at what is now Hollyhock Farms, but it was the Cold Mountain Institute at that time, and and I was leaping into these connections between different systems, between looking at the world from a, I mean, might sound a little silly, from a five element acupuncture theory and how that related to the search for self, and bringing in all these other different systems into that way of looking at our own journey in life. And so that was when I was in my 20s,
Mm.
and I'm not there anymore. Um, but I realized that there's a thread of that is in this book, the way that I love to bring things together and say, like, kind of look at it from this point, look at it from that angle, and then how does that and what does that bring up that is new in you?
Mm.
Um, and rather than going into all of my story, because a lot of that is in the book, even though it's not a memoir, it's not intended to be. Um, Having been a psychotherapist for quite a number of years, that was part of my initial search for
Mhm.
myself, truly. And because I've always had the sensing that there was more to life, more that was possible. And yet no one in my immediate world, my family, believed that, thought that, and certainly didn't support that in me. So, hey, you become a psychotherapist. What else do you do when you want to know more about how human beings are built and what's possible?
Mm.
But it wasn't until so much later than that I started having experiences that pointed me in a whole other direction. And really,
Yeah.
well, it's not really a whole other direction. Deepened that journey, and also blew it wide open.
Yeah.
And taking me into experiences with energy that that showed me what I was after, that allowed me to experience what I had been longing for, believing was there, and yet absolutely doubting that was it was there for me. Other people,
Well,
but not
there
for
was no
me.
evidence for you.
There wasn't, but then there was.
Mm.
And once there was, everything started changing in my life. Everything started changing, including getting pregnant after 13 years of marriage with the daughter that I was just referencing.
Mm.
Um, Actually, I could just leave it at that because that was such a remarkable, remarkable thing. But so many changes, so many evolutions of myself and of coming into myself and of feeling that um, back to front, inside, outside integrity in my cells of being loved and from the universe. I mean, from source, not from someone else. It didn't have to
Mhm.
come through someone else.
It was already
And
there.
it was already there. And once I could experience that, then again, it's like everything changes because all of the ways in which we might see the situations of our lives change. They can. It's not that they have to, but they can, because we have a really different perspective the that goes beyond the ego, that goes beyond the, oh, what I see is all there is. And
Mhm.
yet what I know is that there's more.
Yeah. And then once you can see the more, you can't unsee it.
Right. And even deeper than that, once you experience it, once you feel it, you can't unfeel it. You can try and run from it, you can try and forget it, but why would you?
Mhm.
So it's not a theory. This isn't, you've got to go beyond the theory of it or the idea of it.
It's almost like an acceptance.
Mm. Hmm. It's an acceptance that moves from belief into actuality, into a physical remembrance.
Mhm.
And
Mm.
that's why, and you were maybe going to go here, I don't know, but so the part of the title of the unconditional remembrance, Donna, you were the one that came up with the unconditional word. And I was like, I kind of like, that's too strong, that's too much, whatever. And I don't remember what you said, but that certainly ended up being the title.
Well, I am, tremendously honored that it is. And I love to be part of books and the birthing of books and the birthing of important books. And this is an important book. This book will change lives. And
Thank you, Donna. That's what my
and
editor keeps saying or has
yeah,
said to me over time. And, I know it's my editor and whatever, but she didn't have to say that.
no, and it's going to change lives in ways that you can't anticipate.
Mm,
Not like, oh, somebody picks up the book, reads the book, has this moment. It's going to be like somebody reads this book and it fundamentally changes them. So it then impacts the people around them, the systems around them,
yes.
whatever is around them. And
Mhm.
that's how I see this growing.
I actually, that sparks something in me that I'd love to talk about for a moment right here, which is
Yes.
around separation. That for me, that was my experience. I felt separate. I felt separate, certainly from source, from God, from presence, whatever you might want to call that. I felt separate from my family. I felt separate from the kids in the neighborhood. I just felt separate.
Mm.
And You can hear it in my voice. That, that was a big fundamental aspect of my life.
Yeah.
And in and I think that's a fundamental aspect of humans no matter where we are on the spectrum. And what we how we see that mirrored is all the judgment people to people. You are other, you are different from me. You're bad, you're wrong. Whatever way that manifests, it's all comes down to separation.
Hmm.
And so as we as we reclaim our connection that has never not been there, but we've forgotten it, as we reclaim that, I this is where I think and yeah, this is where I think society can start to shift is when we each individually remember our own connection and that it's never ending, it never goes away, it's always available, then we can start having different relationships in our family, in our community, in our cities, in our politics. Oh my God, wouldn't that be a thing?
Yeah. Wouldn't that be a thing? And with ourselves.
And first and foremost, it starts here
Yeah.
with ourselves.
Because
Yeah,
when you have that feeling of separation, I mean, that's feeling unloved,
that's feeling unloved. That's exactly it, Donna. Yes, yes.
unaccepted,
Mm-hmm.
not part of something, distant.
Yeah.
And when, when those connections start to kind of mobilize towards each other,
Mm-hmm.
that's when things start to happen. And you can feel the energy of that. You can feel the energy of that connection, and almost like, there's something being, you know, physically pulled together. And once it's
Mm-hmm.
together, for it to separate, you have to break it. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just going to
Mm-hmm.
separate on its own. So that's a choice too.
It is. It is. And my focus is on creating that or tuning into excuse me, that connection that in fact is is what's already there.
Yeah.
It's just we've either walked away from it, looked away from it, pretended it doesn't exist. And boy, it takes a lot to pretend that something that is as tangible and real as that being loved doesn't exist.
Yeah. And
It also,
another
but once we
another element,
do,
yeah.
go ahead.
Another element of that is thinking, knowing it's there, but thinking it's not for us.
That was my life.
Yeah.
That was my life. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That you are not
And
worthy.
so everything really does shift around that.
Hmm.
And so one of my intention, one of something I've started already is holding these salons, what I'm calling salons of life,
Hmm.
small, intimate gatherings in people's homes in different parts of the world. And the intention of these is to build that. It's the word build is not the right word. Um,
Hmm.
it's almost like
Design.
knitting together that
Yeah.
fabric
Yeah.
or tuning into that fabric and we're weaving that interconnected web. And then salons in different cities, this is the
Hmm.
next part of the picture, will
Hmm.
connect. People from the salons will be able to come. I have a platform for that.
Hmm.
And it's not about building a movement for me, it's about building this remembrance.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
building the remembrance.
Yeah.
It's creating that, fabricating it, and stepping into it.
Yeah. And that remembering piece, through this Real 50 over 50 project that I've been working on for about 2.5 years now,
Mhm,
that's the overarching lesson or gift that I've been given through all of this.
mhm,
Is it is about remembering when we reach a certain age where, and it's not even really specifically the age, it's the stage of
no.
life. It's that,
Yes.
our responsibilities change and our commitments change, and we have more time to think about what we might want. And
Mhm,
it's
mhm.
not reinvention, it's remembering all the parts of ourselves, and
Yeah.
that you have been able to craft this into a book. that it's this book is a gift, no matter where. You don't even know yet because you haven't seen the Amazon review I left yet. But I wrote in there that this is a gift for the ages,
Oh,
and it really is. This is the kind of book that you buy 10 of them and you just give them to people that you're close to, or people that don't get it that you hope to be close to
mm.
at some point.
Well, the other day I was at a party on Saturday night and talking to somebody about it. And later she texted me. She said, "Can I get one for my son?" And I don't know, he's graduated college, so he's probably 21.
Hmm.
And I was really moved by that, that she felt like it would be something that he would relate to.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
it. I can't wait to see how this. I don't want to say changes you, because you don't need to be changed, but how this enriches you
Mm.
in the next 6 months to a year in this like first toddler stage of of your book, um, because I think,
Watching it get its sea legs.
well, I think just watching the impact it can have,
Mm.
because I don't think you realize the impact that you make.
Mm.
And having the book out there doing it for you, you're a bystander.
Mm.
You're not
Well,
actively in
that's
it.
a right, right. And having been always in that position of being actively there as a therapist, as a mentor, as a guide, as a teacher, university, or graduate school, all of those things, it's always been me there
Yeah,
right in the middle of things. And this is a different position for me to take.
it is. And every role that you just mentioned has a very distinct element of holding space for others,
Mhm.
which is, of course, when you're a professional, you learn how to do this where it doesn't, drain you, but it is
Mhm.
still hard work. It's emotional work to hold space for others. And now you're going to be able to witness what your work can do without having to hold
Mhm.
that space.
Well, this is what we get
And
to witness as we go forward from here, isn't it, Donna?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And when I think about that, I just get so happy for you.
yeah. Thank you for every way that you have been part of this, truly. I'm so moved by the way in which we have played together
Yeah,
through
yeah,
this.
yeah. The minute we met, I knew there was something here, and I think we're still playing with what that means.
Hmm.
I don't know what it means, but I'm here for all of it and every twist and turn and whatever. I'm here. I love having you in my life, and I'm so happy to be able to share what you have created. And I can't wait to see what this book does in the world, and and how that supports you, for all the support that you've given to others all of these years, to see it all reflected back to you, in just a loving and generous way that matches everything that you've brought to everybody else.
Thank you so much, Donna. I just thank you.
So, how do people get your book?
Well, um, it's very easy to get it on Amazon. Um,
Mm,
I don't know exactly when this is going to be being seen, but both the ebook and the paper book will be available on Amazon. It'll be available lots of other places,
mhm.
probably everywhere where you can buy books, including
Okay.
our publisher, Scribe Hive, or my publisher, Scribe Hive, is about to, in August, launch its bookstore. So that will be
Okay.
another place where
Okay.
people can get.
Excellent. So, wherever I share this, I'll share all the links that you need, and please leave reviews. They really matter.
Mm.
Order like order these as gifts. I don't even know how else to say it. Everyone needs this book, and everybody needs some connection to Laurie because she's an incredible, incredible person. And let's all just celebrate her and this amazing accomplishment that she has just launched into the world. I
Thank you,
wish I had a
Donna.
copy to hold up. It's not physical yet.
It's not physical yet.
But
It's
go
on
look
its
at
way,
it.
though.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming in
Yeah.
all formats. But thank you for spending some time today, and thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you. You are welcome, and I love you.